What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. If you guys are watching this, you guys must have survived. But anyways, people, with that being said, I heard a lot of people saying that they're going to start off this new year taking a different route. And I see the content that they drop. They're still in that same lane. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is, people. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a different route. I'm going to try to stay away from any negative people, I should say, because negative people, all they're going to do is hold you back in progressing in life, people. Now, with that being said, I'm going to have to speed up on this video because I'm out here and you guys already know where my studio is. It's the Backyard Boogie, baby. Right here in my backyard, and it is raining. Well, right now it's not raining. There was a break in the rain. So once again, as a reminder, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Today is the last day to apply that 20% discount. So for those of you that want to procrastinate and act like you didn't know, miss me with that. I've been promoting it for the last few days. And the ones that already signed aboard and hopped on the team, welcome to the team. You guys already know what time it is. You guys didn't talk about it. You stood about it. Now you're going to get them results. Why? Because you signed on with a coach that knows what he's doing. A coach that has results. The proof is in the pudding, baby. Must I say any more? I mean, it speaks for itself, right? You're looking at this old man behind the screen and all you guys be doing this. It's okay to hate. You could call me grandpa. I mean, I could be your grandpa if you want me to. I'm not a grandpa yet, though, man. I can't wait to be a grandpa, really. You know, that's something to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I haven't reached that level yet. Now, with that being said, like I said, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Who knows what today's twist is? Maybe it might be a little bit about Blue Devil, because that guy seems to be one of them characters that was supposed to weed off, but then I understand why he's doing what he does, because what he does right here on social media is for his business. It's the way he, you know, creates his revenue. Now, today I'm going to talk about foods. I already mentioned to you, foods that look unhealthy but are not, people. Okay. In today's modern era of wellness, appearances can be deceiving. Many foods that seem unhealthy at first actually aren't, you know. Now, understanding facts can actually make the difference in you making your choices because you're informed about it, okay? For example, dark chocolate, people. Right away, people think chocolate, candy, it's bad for you, okay? But dark chocolate, often associated with sweets and indulgence. Dark chocolate is rich in antioxidants, particularly in flavonoids, okay, which support cardiovascular health by improving blood flow and reducing blood pressure, people. Now, make sure you choose a dark chocolate with 70% cocoa. That way it can maximize benefits and minimize sugar. Cognitive mood, you know, it helps you with your cognitivity and your mood. Okay, so now let's move on to a couple other things right here, a couple other foods. Right away, popcorn. Right away, when we think of popcorn, we think of movie theaters, soaked in butter. I'm going to keep it real with you. That's the best way it tastes, okay? But popcorn, plain air popcorn is rich in fiber, people. Its high fiber content promotes digestive health and helps regulate blood sugar. Another one that's frowned upon because it's known for its high carbs is potatoes. Potatoes are often labeled as fattening due to their high carbs. In reality, they're loaded with potassium and vitamin C plus fiber, especially when eaten with the skin, people. Potatoes provide energy, support heart health, and aid in muscle function. Another one is peanut butter. Well, there's a lot of individuals that already believe peanut butter is healthy for you, but not them, them name brand ones that are out there with all these different flavors. Those are going to be harmful to you, people. Okay, peanut butter, man, despite its reputation as a caloric dense food, natural peanut butter is nutrient packed, okay? It contains healthy mono and polysaturated fats, plus protein and residual minerals such as magnesium and potassium. It's also heart healthy, you know what I mean? And like I said, it supports the muscles as well. Is appetite control. So another one, which can be very fattening if you're one of them people that just sit around and do nothing, is pasta. Now pasta, whole grain pasta, provides fiber, B vitamins, and complex carbs that fuel energy levels, people. So for those of you that are into cross-country running and all that, it's very beneficial to your diet, okay? Now, if you combine with veggies, lean proteins, and healthy fats, pasta can contribute to a nutrient-dense meal, okay? Another one, people believe frozen berries, okay? Berries may seem less appealing when frozen, but this actually is a preservation method. Actually retains it. It helps retain the vitamins in there, okay? The vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. They're rich in vitamin C, fiber, and polyphenols. Frozen berries, they'll support the immune function and reduce inflammation and promotes cardiovascular health, people. Okay, another one, which people frown upon, and I'm going to give an example. My sister, she really frowns upon canned goods, okay? But now, canned salmon, when eaten with the bones, is an excellent source of omega-3s and calcium, people. Tongue-tied here. The omega-3s support heart health and brain health. The calcium in the salmon will support bone density. Okay, so there you got it, people. For those of you that thought those were unhealthy, they aren't. You know what I mean? Looks can be deceiving. Now, with that being said, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. We're almost there at that 10,000 mark. Once we reach that 10,000 goal, I'm going to start doing lives. On my lives, everyone is welcome to pull up. You know what I mean? Like I've told you guys in the past, I'm going to tell you guys today. Just come with respect, man. Come with respect. Walk the yarda. And, you know, keep it stepping. You know what I'm saying? Take them laps. Play some small ball, big ball, whichever you choose to do. Shoot some hoop. But just come with respect, because you've already been warned. If you come on to my yarda playing stupid games, you will win stupid prizes. There's not going to be no chick yardas, just strictly removals. Now, let's get to Mr. Blue Devil, man. Mr. Blue Devil. He's still speaking on Lucky Sanzu. I actually thought they were boys, but I guess I had to do a little bit of research. It looks like they may not have that relationship that I thought they did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to stir anything up or anything like that, because it is what it is. I don't have a dog in anybody's fight. You know what I'm saying? The only time I would ever have a dog in anybody's fight if it involves, you know, my homies from my hood. You know, that's just mandatory. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But anyways, people, yeah, so Mr. Blue Devil, he's still speaking on Lucky, and I could see and I understand why he's doing it, because Lucky is a hot commodity. Not only is Lucky Sanzu, so is Mr. Cali Legends Media Lucky. You know what I mean? Two different estilos, two different areas from where they grew up at, okay? He spoke about that word that they use, you know what I mean? It's a derogatory word, and he mentioned that that it's a word that's not used out here. You know, I'm not going to say yes or no, but there's a point in time where you're so used to using certain words, it just comes out naturally. You know, I'm going to give you an example. Back when I was younger and in school, I used to cuss a lot, because the family that I came from, I mean, every other word was a curse word. You know what I mean? There was just a lot of cussing going on in my family, a lot of cussing and fighting. So anyways, when I would sit there in class, I would speak to the teacher, not realizing that I'm speaking to him using vulgar terms, you know, and people would laugh, and I was like, what the fuck are these fucking idiots laughing about? So the teacher brought it to my attention. He says, you know, Mr. Such and Such, you know, he doesn't realize that he's speaking that way, because it's more of it's something, that a habit that he's created and became part of his lifestyle. So that word that Lucky used, I don't believe he used it in a derogatory way, but at the end of the day, you know, it all depends who receives it. No matter how you say it or express it, even though I heard fucking Blue Devil say something about his little sister or his relative, they used to call her Yantita. You know what I mean? Because she rode around. Now, I have a different definition of what that means, and I don't, like I said, I choose not to use those words. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't made to be nice to one another. Let's just keep it that way. I'm being honest with you guys here, okay? And then they, my boy said that it all started in the joint. Nah, that started in the county, them words. Because that's where I picked up on them. And, you know, it was used so freely, you know, a lot of homies didn't realize it. You know what I mean? Or maybe they did or just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I chose my own path in the way I spoke because I've always been a leader and not a follower. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people nowadays, even especially here on social media, they're a lot of bandwagon people. They jump on whatever's hot. You know what I mean? They may not even know what Kool-Aid they drinking, but they're gonna jump and start sipping with them. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, my birds out here are making a whole lot of noise. I hope you guys could hear me. Maybe they're out getting their wiggle on too because the rain stopped. Anyways. As a matter of fact, when old boy was doing his reaction on this video, man, I heard that an individual speaking on Lucky's podcast, you know what I mean? And this individual, because keep in mind here, when I view these channels, I don't sit there and look at the content. I just listen. I put my phone down and I listen to the content. So I really don't know who the people are talking on there, you know what I mean? Unless I've met them personally, like Droops and Lucky, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of people I've met, you know, personally. And, you know, but anyways, so when I'm listening to content, I am actually just listening to it. I'm not viewing who these words are coming from. And there was just this particular voice that I've heard and it sounded familiar. And I guess when I heard Lucky say his homie Darks, you know what I mean? And then he called himself that N-word. I was hearing this guy talk the whole time and I thought he was a white dude. It turned out he was a brother. You know what I mean? Hey, I've seen them cats too. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference in brothers, and I'm more than sure that the brothers would agree to this as well. You know, they may have a name for that type of brother right there, and I'm not here to speak on that. You know what I mean? But I honestly, all bullshit aside, I thought it was some white dude that was speaking and, you know, making comments with Lucky on there. You know what I mean? And but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And it goes for every race that's out there, you know what I mean? I've heard people talking and I thought there was a brother behind me. It turned out it was a little Edgar, you know, because they use that N-word more than the brothers do, you know. During my time going through the system, you didn't hear the brothers really use that word, you know what I mean? This is like a newer thing, but it's spreading like an epidemic, man, and it shouldn't really be used, you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, you shouldn't be calling anybody outside their name. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not right, you know? So anyways, people, I did a whole lot of fucking rambling, huh? See, I'm trying to stay away from the negative energy, you know, because I do have a lot to say about certain individuals, but I'm going to refrain from doing that, you know, because I want to start my new year off different. And, hey, like I said, keep on tuning in. Let's get it to 10,000 subscribers, because with my regular content, it's going to be a little bit different. You know what I mean? You guys may find it boring. And the only reason is because, like I said, I'm trying to stay away from all the negative energy. But if you guys do ask me to elaborate on anybody, I will elaborate on them, you know? Now, with that being said, man, I must go. Oh, one thing before I go. That fucking dude, Blue Devil, that fool used the if theme. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my verse of that fucking if. If were a fifth, we would all be drunk. You feel me? So that's a different way of putting it into different layman terms for people that didn't understand the way fucking Mr. Blue Devil was putting it out there. If a bullfrog had a glass ass, he would only hop once. Straight up. Now, with that being said, man, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. For some reason, my fucking hype button ain't coming up. You know what I mean? It is what it is. 10,000 subscribers, I will start doing lives, you know? If you want to get started in your fitness journey, hit me up. highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, or shoot me a DM, highpowerfitness, high_power_fitness_. Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Let's do this.